everyone pays one way or another. Everyone pays.
This is exactly what I mean when I'm talking about how like women today, their dating plans or their like the relationship goals are basically the plot from Pretty Woman.
So literally,
they're the hooker with the heart of gold, and everybody just get to know me on a different level. Yeah. But you still have to be Richard Gere, and you have to be this multi-millionaire and rich industrialist who's just going to lift her out of that lifestyle. And that's why I say, what's the number? How much preparation do you ladies go into for a date? Here we go.
Said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs. I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best damn dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection. And that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you. The app is called Courted. So when people ask, how did you meet? You can say, he courted me. So cute.
I got this one.
Does it cost a month to date a baddie?
So if we do a weekly blowout, $120. If she goes to like an event once a week and gets glam, that's like $150. So that's like $300.
Yep.
Nails, toes, that's another like say $350, $400.
Okay, so we're at $270 plus $300, so we're at like $570.
$570, which like isn't crazy.
It's not bad. No, we're good right now.
Hot girls like do like peptides, like care about the health. So all of like the beauty outside comes within. Normally like a lot of like baddies are holistic in some way. So like you have like the peptides, which is anywhere between like $180 to $900 a month. A lot of women are on birth control. So I don't know, like whatever that cost is. Then you need like hormone regulation stuff. So whether it's like ashwagandha, melatonin, or whatever it is, like supplements. Fun fact, a lot of hot girls are on a semi-glutide. So I think that's like somewhere between like, again, like $250 and like $1,000.
Okay.
You are
keeping track?
Yep.
Okay, great. Oh, therapy. Depending where you go, it's like $300 to $500 a session.
We're going once a week?
Yeah, a little like once a week.
Okay.
For the weeks that she skips, she probably has like an astrologist, which is like $350
for your astrologist. There you go.
$500 a week. When we travel, because obviously we're in heels, you can't really take the subway everywhere, and also it's like dangerous.
So Ubers.
The experience of an Uber.
XL.
Or black.
Ooh. All right.
Quarterly is where it gets like, you're like, oh, wow. Because you have like maintenance, like Botox, filler, injectables, hair. Every time you go to the hair salon, like $800 to $1,200 every quarter.
Okay.
Botox, anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. If she gets trap talks, that's another like $2,500. If she does full face, it's another $2,500 or $3,000.
So what? You're looking at $100,000 a year?
Yeah.
Right around there?
Yeah, definitely.
$100,000 a year.
Any fucking simp who would do that with a girl who wasn't his wife or committed girlfriend, she's never gonna fuck him because she has no fucking respect for him. Let me explain something, because the only thing growing faster than the only economy is the simp economy. This is a woman who really, she's gotten to a situation now. She's found men who tolerate this kind of behavior. These men have never generated genuine desire in a woman in their entire life. A woman who would crawl over broken glass and change her religion for you. A woman who's going to leave work just for the opportunity to have sex with you. This woman expects men who never get that, which, by the way, is most men now. If this was my wife, yeah, more than $100,000. It's not even an issue. But for a woman that I'm just now starting to date, that I'm not in a committed relationship, if you do this type of simp-tastic bullshit, I would be shocked. If a guy dropped $100K a year on a girl that he wasn't seeing, like he was seeing casually, and she did fuck him, I would bet you if she did, it would be rare. And if she ever did, she would go to the other guy that she's fucking for free and laugh at the guy who dropped $100K to smash. Bro, that means you do not have any concept of genuine desire. You are a simp. Now, one more time. She's the mother of your children. Yes. That's a completely different situation. You come home, everything is clean. You guys are having sex all the time. She is your person, your partner, whatever the fuck. If that's the case, 100 grand is no problem. For this woman right here, who I personally believe is incapable of an actual connection, which is why she needs 100K. For this woman right here, if you gave this girl 100K, she is going to laugh at you to all of her girls in the group chat and then tell them how much you suck in bed. That's what's going to happen.
Just out to your point, just real quick. So imagine this, right? We're in Miami, Vegas, New York, LA, major cities. And what happens is there's 3 guys normally. The one that pays her rent, the one that's fucking her, and the one that's kind of there as a friend in need. Now, I don't know about you guys, but like as a man, I just want to fuck. So to be the guy paying the bills, I don't be that guy. I'll see when you got your hair done, your nose done, you want to go out, let's have some fun, we can do that. I think as a guy nowadays in this economy, that's where you want to end up. However, if it's long term, she's going to be your girl, then of course take care of her because that's your girl. But this is like a fun time and a goodbye. Like nigga, at best, that's all it really is, bro. So I mean, for her, it's cool because guys are doing this for her, but like for a guy, it's bad.
I don't know. I feel like that's like such audacity. I mean, like I would change my religion and have laundry done and all that. If some guy is gonna break me off like that, absolutely. Like I'm gonna shut the.
What would it take for that guy to break you off like that? What would be the what's the number? What are we talking about?
I don't even know a number.
I do because it's happened to me.
Tell me, girl.
Yeah, so
Tell me, girl.
honest, everyone pays one way or another. Everyone pays.
This is exactly what I said. What I mean when I'm talking about how like women today, their dating plans or their the relationship goals are basically the plot from Pretty Woman.
So literally,
they're the hooker with the heart of gold, and everybody just get to know me on a different level. Yeah. But you still have to be Richard Gere, and you have to be this multi-millionaire and rich industrialist who's just going to lift her out of that lifestyle. And that's why I say, what's the number? Because for this chick right here, like she's talking about. Well, I mean, they rounded it off.
100K chick, though. She's not 100K.
Her overhead is $100,000.
Do you guys want your woman working or not working, or like?
I want her working if that's what she wants to do, and it's something that it's fun for her to do, or a hobby that she's doing. But I don't want her to have to worry about it. And then also going back to Landman, you remember the girl, she goes and works at the bar and the guy tries to rape her at the bar. I don't want her putting herself ever in situations where she's compromising her physical body in exchange for making money when I could be paying for her. That's again, one more time, ladies, it is not other men's jobs to not hit on you. It is your job to protect the sanctity of your vagina, your mouth, your nipples, and your butthole. That is your job to do that.
Sanctity of the butthole.
Like you have to. It's your job to protect that sanctity. It's not other men's job to protect. They don't know me. They don't respect you, and they don't respect me. They don't know me. So when you go out there and you deal with the situation, it is not their job to not hit on you. It is your job to keep their hands off your ass. It's your job to do that, or we're not in a relationship.
What's your overhead?
My overhead's not too bad, thankfully. But I think that when you date a beautiful woman and you don't want her to work is when things get expensive because at the end of the day, I know I'm high maintenance. I don't ever say that I'm not. But I also do maintain myself. So if it ever comes to a point where, you say, I don't want you to work, that's fine. But you can't take a beautiful woman that maintains herself well and then tell her that you're never going to give her that budget again because that's too expensive. Because then you're going to cheat on her with the girl that looks the way she did when she was maintaining herself properly. So I do see that happen a lot. She's overshooting it dramatically.
Yeah, and she's also not a baddie. My bad. I was supposed to say that.
First of all, who hurt you?
No, it's not about that. I see it happen all the time. I just see it happen all the time where men are like, oh, I don't want you to have a job. I want to take care of you. And then as soon as you're there, it's like, oh, hey, guess what? You're never getting Skims again. You're getting Marshalls once a month, but no Botox, no none of that. It's
what's wild about this though? This is why men are leaving because they're like, yo, this is a hefty bill I gotta pay, and I can just pay out the chicks in different ways. For example, go out, have fun, meet different chicks for free, and then move on. So men are like, why do this bullshit for $100K a year? I can spend maybe less than that every month and have fun.
So, any other ladies have any statement about this? They thought that was too high, too low. Anybody else?
Kind of crazy. I mean, I do appreciate a man that is going to be generous and kind of take care of a woman and our needs and obviously to a degree, but I think that she's a little excessive. Well,
the expectations of a man's pain, you're expected to give something at the end of the day.
I think women have transcended past that. I think often they do not give anything.
At what point in time do you have that discussion? Because you're saying don't simp for the women you just started dating. So at what point in that timeline is that conversation had? Because say for example, me, I have my 9 to 5 and I love it. I work a couple hours a day. I have a great time, super happy with my job and everything. Yeah. But if you were to say, hey, this is getting in the way. I want to travel. You have to take PTO. It's in the way. I want you to stop working. I would then need you to replace that income because I have things that I need to do. I have Pilates. I have my hair.
That's way down the road. And that's when the two of you have made a commitment to one another, because the man, if the man has high standards, they said, okay, this woman contributes to my life, helps me build my empire. She does not attack. She does not accuse. She does not exaggerate. She asks me how I feel. She does not tell me how I feel. Whenever we're in public, we show a common face, and she doesn't talk shit about me to her friends behind my back, get into an argument in public. If that happens for a while, in addition to the fact that she brings peace into your life and that your life is better and it's an asset to your life, once you get to that point, you're like, okay, this is the person I want to be with. Then you can have that discussion. That woman that we just saw in there, she's never been at that point with any man in her life.
No,
ever. She's never been at that point.
Even the number that she's throwing out there is pretty insane. And as all of us who get like treatments done, who do the things, like
that's still a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Well, I was gonna say, it might not be $100,000, but I was gonna say, even if it's $25,000, even if it's $50,000,
I don't think it's the number. I think it's
what I was gonna say is like it's the overhead. And then my next question is, like, if she's single, what is she doing that she can afford a $100,000 overhead to be a baddie, right? That she need, and that's her market price, right there to bring her to. If you want to make her a wife, you have to at least have $100,000 a year committed just for her maintenance and upkeep.